Well, I forgot to pay attention to what I was doing, and I knocked out a few random things. So let's get caught up real quick. Got the port cover in place with the USB hub switch. It's the same 3D printed port cover I always use. Designed to go on the outside of the shell, but I put it down inside. So I cut off these hooks, and then I file and kind of thin the corners a little bit to round them. And I widen up the opening so it'll fit down over those ports. On the inside of the shell, it's basically just fitting and filing and fitting and filing to create a negative space for that cover. So I then decided to sit down and do the analog sticks. Let me just do it real quick. I was thinking it would be easy. And the idea was to go like this. To have a breakout board for the ribbon cable connector on the back. I've already reduced that to the essentials and thinned it up. So there would be 2, and it would be on the back, keeping everything nice and clean. And I started with this analog stick. Everything is going fine. It's in position. Comfortable, it's looking right. I got rid of the D-pad wall, this post, start and select wall, and the corner of the power slider wall. Moving on to this side, I started to get a weird feeling like I had forgotten my keys or something. I got rid of all of this wall around the speaker. And then it hit me that I am an idiot sometimes. This can't fit here because of this button. How did I forget I forgot the button. So, I was trying to figure that out. And this happens all the time. If you've never worked on projects before, at least with me, it happens a lot where there's problems that come up that don't have answers. And because you can't Google, like, how do I fit my 3DS slider in my Game Boy Advance shell under the additional buttons where the speaker is supposed to be? It's not going to get any kind of answers for that, you know? And I'm looking at it, I'm getting kind of frustrated, and I decided I should drill out these holes so I can see what kind of space I'm really working with. So, just like in the vanilla, like my example build, I just used some tape to get the location, marked it off, and then drilled it out to 9mm using a step bit. It needs to be like 9.5, but I'll fix that up a little bit later with like a file or something. So I'm sitting here looking at it and how to deal with this, and I couldn't come up with anything. I was getting frustrated with it, and I was bummed out. So I just pushed it away for a while to take a breather. But now I'm back. I'm back and I'm refreshed, I'm recharged. I have some ideas. So, in looking at this, I somehow missed that there's a breakout board built into the bottom of this. We have 4 pins connected to the traces, and it's a cool idea, I think, would be just to cut it down to that. So, with that idea, I can turn both of these 180 degrees and have all of the wiring for the analog sticks stay on the front of the board and connect right to their inputs. Idea number 2 is to take away some material from the analog stick here. Just like 1 millimeter or 2 maybe. Just a little bit. And if I break it, I don't care. I've got a couple more. So it's like a sacrificial test analog stick. So that's idea number 2. Idea number 3 is the button is pretty tall. So I think I can take away some material, like take a chunk out of the side of the button and let it wrap around the analog stick a little bit and still be functionally the same, I think. And if I leave the top of it alone, you won't be able to notice from the top. And with a transparent case from the side, it might even look kind of cool if there's just a chunk missing out here. So those 3 new ideas can really, I hope, save this. Otherwise, I'll have to come up with some more ideas. Maybe change the position a little bit or something. Who knows? But anyway, that is going to be enough talking for today. I know I have like a sultry radio voice, but I don't like to hear it on recordings. So we're all caught up, though. We know what's happening with the case. And the idea is just to clean up, get these buttons in position so I can see a little bit more clearly what needs to happen for space for this analog stick before I move forward. So let me do that. So that's pretty good for now. Got the buttons roughed in. The pads are kind of cut. I might do something different with those. Last time I glued them together to have one big pad in the back. And this time I might cut them to be like circular and for each one to be their own button, but attach it to the button. Like glue it on the inside or something. Not sure yet. Functionally, it's good though. All in place. And this is what we're looking at. I didn't clean it up perfectly. Just like everything else, I'll come back on like a cleanup run and get rid of all this stuff. Functionally good though. And I got a new thing that I'm excited about, more excited than I should be. Got this cheap Dremel drill press. Kind of helps for doing some kind of things. I moved this. This used to be up here as like a drill depth stopper. So you can set it and then pull it down and it will stop at a certain depth. But I did the opposite. I moved it down here so I can bring it down and lock it into place. So then I can do this kind of deal. That is very cool. I mean, it's super cheap. It's not amazing, but it's better for some things than just me doing it by hand. So I'm happy about that. Get a new toy to play with.